Where's Aunt Claire?
7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock. Make sure he gets it right.
But it's alive! And everyone on the planet's going to line up to appreciate it and everything done.
People would say they could see the fleas. Oh, I can see the fleas. Mommy, can't you see the fleas?
Are these characters autoerotic?
No.
Come on!
Hello and welcome to another special update episode of the Jurassic Park Podcast. I feel like we're going to have a lot of these coming up pretty soon here with all the stuff that's going to be released, hopefully. I am your host for all these things, special updates, the podcast, Brad Jost, and today I'm joined by Jay Jurassick. How you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm super excited. I guess we should let people know why we're doing this, because it's kind of out of left field.
Yeah, this really caught me off guard this morning, just like somebody said in the comments not too long ago. This footage that was put on this morning by Colin himself of this little raptor that has similarities to Blue being pet by Mr. Chris Pratt, Owen Grady himself.
Yeah.
Which is, I saw I was sent just a screenshot of this.
Yeah.
And I thought for a second I was like, wow, whoever did that on Photoshop is amazing.
Looks
like,
great.
Wow, that looks great. And then I find out it's a real little 6-second clip. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, you didn't expect it. There's no warning. Colin Trevorrow is just like, hey, here's a little 6-second video. It makes no sense why it's uploaded or why it's here. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like not full like crisp looking, so it's kind of hard to decipher what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it is, like, a lot of people have been debating if it's an animatronic or if it's CGI. So there's a lot going on here in this clip. And it's funny how, like I've said so many times recently, in a 6-second clip, how much there is to decipher. It's crazy.
There's so much. And it's just the way it's filmed as well. It looks almost like, it doesn't look like that it has like that film filter. It looks kind of almost like a documentary style.
Yeah.
And the way like that Chris Pratt's like acting in it, it's so natural. Like, he's really completely amused by this little dinosaur. It feels real,
Yeah.
And I got the clip going like right now, like constantly going.
It's just on rotation.
What's up?
It's just on constant rotation, just spinning.
Oh yeah.
Like...
I've seen this clip a million times today because I was drawing the little Blue Junior or Little Blue or whatever this little raptor guy is, and I just was drawing him out. So I watched this clip so many times, and each time you watch it, you see something new,
Yeah. Here, I want to take a listen real quick. So since it's playing, can you hear it?
Yep, sounds like my cat.
Yeah.
Sounds like Cheetos when he wants some food.
I've always loved that about raptors. From the first movie, I don't know how often they really did it in any of the other movies, but in that first movie, you hear them purr like crazy. And I love that that's something that's kind of coming back. And makes it seem so lovable and so cute and small. This tiny baby blue raptor. We keep calling it baby blue. We don't necessarily know that's the case. There's, like on first glance, like kind of like what you said, you thought it was like, a fan art or something like that. I kind of thought something similar to what you had said about how it's filmed. I'm like, oh, this is just like Colin was sitting, on the side of the set, and he just took out his cell phone, and he's like, oh, I'm going to film this. This is cute. Maybe this is the first introduction that Chris Pratt is meeting an animatronic or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So, but the more I watched it, I'm like, well, I'm not too sure that's exactly what's going on. But, yeah, it's so interesting because it does look documentary style or just, handheld, like he pulled his cell phone out. So I'm torn as to like what we're looking at exactly, because all it says is from our Jurassic family to yours. And it just tags J.A. Bayona, Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Frank Marshall. # Fallen Kingdom. And that's it. There's no context to what this is. Like, I don't know what we're looking at. It's not saying, this is an animatronic or this is CGI. It's not saying, this is a clip from the movie. It's not saying this is a teaser or a trailer's coming or anything. It's not saying anything. So it's just like, here you go.
I love that they do this. Like, I love this type of marketing where they don't give there's so many other movies when they come out they tell you ahead of time, oh, trailer dropping Sunday at this time or whatnot, or they'll say, oh, there's some like pictures that will be revealed this week. But like with this, and they did this kind of like when last time when they were filming like certain locations, when he dropped that first image of Nublar and he just put Nublar in like the caption. Remember, that was just dropped there without us even knowing, and that just like that made us all crazy. Like, this is making us all go crazy. I'm like super excited just by a 6-second clip from this movie. I'm like, if this little clip, this has got me going, oh man, I can't wait. I want June 22nd to be here like today. I want to go to sleep.
Yeah. And
I just want to wake up tomorrow. Let it be June 22nd.
It's something. It's like the hope and the promise of like something awesome. And this is unlike anything we've seen so far. We've seen a few smaller dinosaurs and stuff like that, but I don't know, something about the interaction with this one. And it's not the baby Velociraptor that we saw in Jurassic Park. It's not like it's not even like a teenager. It's like small. It's like a kid. It's maybe shin level height or something like that, or maybe almost knee, but I don't think that's that high. But I can't stop watching it. I'm just literally I'm not even looking at Instagram anymore. I'm just looking straight at this trailer.
Oh, I literally, if I move the camera, the angle right now, it's just playing constantly. I'm like,
yeah.
Just
and the funny thing about it is like, it just looks so it's so fresh and new every single time. And I'm like I said, it's only 6 seconds and it feels so awesome every single time. So they did something right here, and we don't know what it is that they did, but they did it right.
It's beautiful when you really look at the lighting. It's just like it focuses on it's coming from behind Chris' head, and it goes right onto the raptor. And the lighting's so perfect. It's almost like one of those like movies like God moment, I guess, like when the sky's over like, oh, and then the raptor is like the focus, and it just looks very I would say not dream like a dream sequence, but almost like something like that you wish that you could see in real life, or if you were to pet a raptor, that would happen. That type of lighting that's just like, it's almost spiritual. Really?
It really is. It kind of looks like Chris Pratt's like, I'm your god. Look up to me and follow me. There's nothing else you should look towards. Don't look at any Indominus Rexes or any other raptors. Pay attention to me. I'm going to train you. You're okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about his outfit and that like guard that he has on his arm.
Yeah, he's got a gauntlet, like a leather gauntlet that goes all the way up to like his elbow. And it really looks like, falconry, I guess you would call it, right?
Yes.
Like, you'd have a bird land on your arm, so you don't get all cut up. And if you do pay attention, there's a lot of scratches on it.
There is. That's what makes me wonder, like, is this a flashback? But then again, he looks like he's wearing the same gear that you've seen in some of the pictures that were like were shown or whatever. I've seen some pictures around where he had like gear like this for like Fallen Kingdom.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
so I'm kind of torn. Like, okay, is this might not be a flashback. This could be Blue's baby or one of her hatchlings. And if that's one of her hatchlings, that means Blue is breeding on the island, which means there are male raptors. And now if there's male raptors.
Oh my God, you're going so deep. Just based off of.
This is what I do.
Just based off of clothes. Like, that's where you went.
Huh?
That's where you went. You just went there based off of clothes. But that's the funny thing is his clothes. Like, it's innocent at first, but when you look into it and you know what has been leaked and seen on set and stuff like that, It's not a spoiler. Let's be honest. Pictures of him and Bryce leaked at one point. I won't say what happens in the scene, but you do see him in this outfit, like the blue top and like a grayish bottom or whatever that is, and the vest too, which is really important. You don't see that gauntlet though.
No, you don't. That's what makes me wonder what's going on.
But the vest and everything, he's gonna be wearing that throughout the entirety of Fallen Kingdom, you'd assume. So it can't be a flashback, right? I mean, there's
what if it happens to be, but then I don't know. No, it couldn't be.
It's like, you know what I'm thinking? It's like a joke, but not. I'm not really thinking this, but it's kind of like, I feel like maybe if this is a flashback, back in the day, he wore this outfit. This was his training outfit. And then he's kind of like, he's like Indiana Jones, and like one day he dusts off the crate and he's like, I got to do some more training. And he pulls out his old uniform, and then he does the stuff from Fallen Kingdom. I feel like that's a stretch, a huge stretch.
It's a stretch, but you know what I mean, Indiana Jones, he wears the same gear when he goes out. To do his thing. I mean, there's a little bit of change, but like maybe the undershirt, but same hat, probably the same pants.
Yeah.
Same pants.
Yeah.
Well, he probably washed them though.
I don't know, man. It's tough to say. But it just makes you think, because on first glance you're like, oh, this is a flashback, and that's what I thought. It's got that haze to it, with the lighting and all that, and you're like, oh, this is maybe a scene from the past. He's training Blue, and then you look at the context of the scene and what's going on. And you're like, I don't know if that's the case, and I want it to be a flashback because we've never actually seen anything like that before. That would be a brand new thing. Aside from not a flashback, but we get what's it Ben Hildebrand. When he's like, no, not yet. He's in that like video recorder. Like we get like that look back. Maybe this is something like this, I don't know. It doesn't have that. I don't know. I just don't know how. I don't even think this is honestly like a clip from the film. I think it's something else.
It maybe not. Maybe it's them got it, maybe when they were filming, and this is okay. Let's say this is a puppet, right? Mm-hmm. But with like CGI application towards it, like on it, like because that eye is CG, or maybe not. I don't know. Who knows, man? You know what I mean? Maybe they like really invested in the special effects in this one, like a lot more than the other one. Not saying that the other one didn't have great special effects, but maybe this one they were just like, yo, we made so much money from the other one, let's give them everything, Mm-hmm. And maybe this was like a behind the scenes type of thing, and they caught like Chris Pratt in like candid camera, just like petting this animatronic or puppet little raptor.
Yeah.
And then maybe added like noise to it, like maybe like this is a lot of maybes, but like probably like Jay Bayona or Colin were like, yo, let's add like, we got this video of him like petting the puppet raptor, let's add like the special effects to it and the sound, we'll throw that out,
Yeah,
that could be one.
I am so torn. My first instinct is to say that this is an animatronic. It looks like, what I'm paying attention to are the cues in the scene, and I see
his hand.
I see his hand interacting and moving in a certain way, like it's almost being pushed, which you can fake that by having something for him to interact with. Like, for instance, you put like a tennis ball on a stick, and he feels that ball or whatever and then interacts with it. So, I mean, that's a chance. But
what if they fake the eyes? Like, what if the CGI, the eye is CGI, the rest of it's a puppet?
It's possible, but I also feel like that, like we were talking about before with how it looks like it's shot, like it's a cell phone or something. I don't know. It's very weird, like the adjusting focus and the like pull and push of the zoom. It's interesting, but I don't know if would they CGI like a cell phone image or something like that. I'm not sure, but it looks so real to me. Like, it looks really good. And what I'm paying attention also is, look at his eyes. His eyes are up. He's interacting. He's like laughing at it at first. He's like kind of like going like a or something like that, and he calls it in, and it beckons it in, and the thing like rubs its neck on his fingers, and his eyes go from up here to all of a sudden down, and like down even more. So
he's seeing something.
He's
There's
definitely
something there.
seeing something. I feel like, he's a good actor for sure, but like I don't know. That's a different level. I feel like he's interacting with something
He's interacting
physical
with something
that's there, and
Whether
whether
it's
it's like a tennis ball
CGI
or not, I don't know. But
Yeah, whether CGI or a puppet, it looks fantastic.
oh
Like
yeah,
every doubt that people have had, if this is CGI, we're in for a hell of a ride. If this is a puppet, we're in for a hell of a ride. You know what I mean? Like either or, we're in that car falling down the tree right now with Timmy and the passengers. That's what we're in for right now. 'Cause this is amazing. This looks great.
yeah, and well, yeah. Let's say it's CGI. I mean, it looks like you said, it looks great. I love the shadow work that's on it. It looks like that sun's coming in and it's actually blending on it very nicely. If that's CGI, if it's not, it's natural. It looks great, whether it's animatronic or not. But
Yep. Look at
you
the
can
breathing.
tell. Yeah, the breathe. That's what I was just gonna say. Like the neck, it bellows out a little bit, and the mouth is jittering as it's talking. You can see the nostrils and the like right around the nostrils kind of flaring out a little bit.
Yeah, the like air pocket that they have right here.
And
Like,
I think
in
a lot of
the
people say that the animatronic technology or puppet technology is like not up to par. Like this is not. You can't possibly have a puppet that looks this good. I'm not too sure. I was actually today. Star Wars released like something on their what do you call it? Crystal Fox that they have. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's called
Yes,
a
I did. I was,
Volptex. I think
talking about-
Volptex. I think that's the actual
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
But
It had like a Pokemon name, kind of almost.
so yeah, exactly, and it looks really good. Like it looks amazing. It's kind of creepy because one scene is you see the body just standing still, and somebody walks over with the face and just is like zoink, puts it on, and then there's like a fox literally standing in front of you, and it moves really well, and also like in that movie as well, you see the porgs. The thing that's screaming on the dash next to Chewie. I maybe not that shot. I'm not too sure about that one specifically, but there are puppets that are actually physical animatronic puppets or whatever of porgs, and they look amazing. Like they look so legit. So maybe we're in this age where technology is booming. They're dissecting that UFO that crashed in Area 51, and they've got some serious animatronic technology now. So
They had Dino Tech in the UFO.
that's what they're using it for. They got to go somewhere.
Their suit. That's how we got all those T-Rex costumes. That was their spacesuits.
Yeah, it's
And
like a
the
dinosaur
Velociraptor
alien
blue,
race.
which, by the way, was awesome. That costume.
Thank you. Yeah, that was so good. Which makes me super happy because I have a blue costume, and this is like a bluish, dinosaur, whether it is or not. Let's actually talk about like the design for a second because, yeah, I mean it looks like blue, right? Like it's got the same blue swirl down the side. It's it's got gray down the back and little like bumps and spikes sort of around the back. It's very thick like blue was, but there is something a little different. I mean, whether the skin pigmentation or whatever it is can change over time. Hey, I don't know. I'm not like a huge dinosaur scale skin enthusiast. I have no idea. So it's very white. It doesn't look exactly like blue. Blue is a lot darker, around the bottom half. And this is very white looking. I don't know whether it's the exposure or not. I'm not too sure, but it looks super white, which is like, my first instinct is like Ms. Ronnie saying like, oh, I didn't know it would be white, talking about the Indominus Rex. So, there's been a lot of talk, and Frank Marshall himself like accidentally tweeted out Indoraptor, and we've seen what was it? A picture I think from Bayona had like sort of like
teeth.
prison with like a teeth looking thing, like a cage kind of thing. But that was very different. That had like black lips and stuff like that, so it looked different. But maybe this is part of that. Maybe they've created this, or like you said, maybe she's breeding out there on the island.
Yeah, my thoughts is probably she's breeding out there. Hey, what's up?
So if she's breeding, then all that's left should be. I mean, I don't know. I think those were the only four raptors, right? Is that how many there were? I completely forget. I think those were the only 4 in Jurassic World. But in Jurassic Park, there were tons of loose dinosaurs, loose velociraptors specifically. I'm not saying she's like interbreeding with like a brachiosaurus or anything, but there was actually a ton of velociraptors. You know, the scene where Grant sits
weird.
down. That would be very weird. Very long neck, you know. But
Awesome.
yeah, that scene where Grant, you know, bends down and picks up the egg, it's broken, and they see the footsteps. Those are Velociraptor footsteps. So, you know, it's possible.
It's just a picture. Like I think I'm gonna just like
You got to draw
doodle.
it, right?
Yeah, a Velociraptor like hybrid with a Brachiosaurus.
That's gonna be awesome,
Strangest
dude.
dinosaur.
That's a killer dinosaur right there. They screwed up the Indominus Rex. Forget that. They need the I can't think. What's the best name for that?
Brachioraptor.
Dude, that's why I have you here. There you go, Brachioraptor. That's pretty awesome.
Which means armed thief.
That's good. That's good with me.
Because Brachio is armed. I think armed lizard. No, something like that.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
And I know
I'll believe you.
Velociraptor is swift thief. Swift.
True.
robber.
Yeah. So what else do we see here? I guess that kind of covers it. I mean, unless you have anything else to say about how she looks.
I love that they like. If you really look at this little raptor, it's Crash's design. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I love that they didn't change too much of the look of like the baby raptor. It's just bigger. You know?
Yeah.
Like the one we seen in the first Jurassic Park. It seems as they grow, their like skull gets more narrow and longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because see how they kind of look they look very Deinonychus to me.
Yeah.
And that's where Crash based his dinosaur designs from, the Deinonychus. And there's actual, I think it was Egypticus on Instagram and Twitter that he posts like all these really cool photos all the time. He posts, I think it was him, or it might have even been Chris Likes Dinos. I can't remember which one of those cool guys posted one of his like early designs, and it says Deinonychus on the bottom.
Okay.
So like that's the scroll. What's up?
No, go ahead.
The skull ridge and whatnot, like how it's like round. It's very
looks like a
Deinonychus like. What's up?
It's like football shaped.
Yeah, he really is. And you look at like Crash's like baby raptors, they have like those really round looking skulls. And I guess as they get older, their eyes stays the same size and their like snout gets long.
Yeah.
You know? So I was really happy to see that because I'm like, oh, that looks so cool because that's Crash's design basically.
Yeah.
I agree with the pigmentation. It has like these really like blatant white spots around its snout and around kind of like the end of its jaw. It does have very, very similar that blue stripe that Blue has. It even has it because on one side Blue has like it goes like, it's weird, it goes like over the eye and then it goes like another part goes this
down,
way with Blue. Like no one's gonna see this on the podcast, so you gotta watch the live feed to see what I just did. But
he did like a peace sign like around his eyes, like
yeah, there you go. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, so it's like, or like a forked tongue from like a snake.
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly.
And this little raptor has the same thing going on.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, could it? I mean, if it's Blue, sure, we get it. But if it's a sibling, or not a sibling, you know, what do you call it?
It was like hatchling?
Hatchling or something. Maybe it passed it down. Maybe it's a trait that's passed downable. Is that a word? No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
But I don't know, man. It's so tough. It's so tough. Whether it's an animatronic, whether this is Blue, whether it's a baby, I have no idea.
Blue Junior.
Blue Junior. Let's move on to what we see in the back here. I don't know did this stand out to you right away?
Visitor center.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean,
I feel like that's the mural.
It has to be. I've seen different interpretations. People are saying, no way, it's not the visitor center. Some people are saying it's somewhere else. It's a recreation, or it's
Stage?
like it's a stage, or like it could be a stage. That's an interesting point. I never really thought, like, kind of like a stage show with a raptor, or a zoo.
I didn't think of that.
Like, you know how like some enclosures at zoos have like, painted backgrounds and stuff like that. Maybe that's what that is. But I feel like it's just too uncanny of a resemblance to, that mural from the visitor center. It's too similar. Like, it's exactly the same. I don't think there's any coincidence that it's the same. But one of the things you can see here, there's a lot of overgrowth and stuff up top, which I guess would lead people to believe that, it's a training facility, or it's a recreation, a stage or something like that. But I feel like maybe that's just the overgrowth. If this is a Fallen Kingdom shot and not a flashback, maybe Blue made a raptor den or a nest inside the visitor center. That's a possibility.
That is a possibility. You know what when you said like a stage or something, I said stage and you said something else. I can't remember exactly what you said, but you gave me an idea.
Yeah.
What if this? Remember they there was like concept art that was posted that they had like a stage area where they were gonna have like the Velociraptors perform, basically, with like
I don't remember
Chris
that.
Pratt, I guess. It was like a whole stage, and it was like something they were gonna have in the movie, but it didn't make it to the movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I saw something like that.
There was one for T-Rex Kingdom that was sort of theatrical looking. There was like a volcano in the background. It was not like a legit volcano. It was part of a set for sure, like not a movie set, but a set like at a theme park. There was like mountains and a bridge and all this weird stuff that was like almost like a action set piece for like a stage show. Like you go to Universal Studios, you see a stage show or something like that. So maybe that's a coincidence. That's a funny thing. Like, I could see like a movie opening up, or at least a scene where it's like you think he's interacting in the wild, and then it pans out, and he turns around, and he's like, "All right, folks, well, that's my demonstration for today. I hope you enjoyed it."
Yeah, because if it would be a flashback like that, if it was a flashback, on a stage like that, then that would be Blue. If it's not a flashback, then I'm thinking, like how you said, that she made a den in the visitor center, and all that lighting that's coming out is probably where where either the T-Rex broke in from in the 1993, or the I-Rex broke in from too, because you remember she ran into there.
Yeah, she messed it up, right? I feel like there was a lot of crumbling.
There was lighting that
cement.
came through it, and she was able to see the helicopter flying over the visitor center trying to find it.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that's a possibility. I mean, I think this is an offspring. I don't know. That's just my gut feeling. It's a animatronic or a puppet, and it's an offspring. That's my go-to thing. And this is the visitor center. That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people probably don't agree, but I don't think you do that. I don't think you put that background in there without it being the actual thing.
These guys, especially Colin, they throw in stuff for us, like they're throwing it for everybody. Really, this whole movie's going to be for everybody, but there's certain things they throw in there just for us, the fans, that we look at every little detail. And this shot is just, he's telling us, like, that's the visitor center. Well, speculation. Visitor center. That's Blue's baby, and they're back on Nublar, and they're looking for Blue. They found Blue's nest.
Well, I wonder how much of that thought they're putting into it, because I feel like a majority, like, for us, it's one thing. We understand what we see. But for mass audience who maybe just found this online on Instagram or Twitter or somewhere, they have no idea, and they'll just think Chris Pratt's interacting with a baby, or maybe they'll think, oh my god, that's the one from the first movie, and there's a cat in your video right now, so I don't know what I'm looking at.
Say hi. Say hi.
Yeah, for the podcast people, you probably have no idea we're doing Instagram Live right now for the first time, where we've got a split screen going, so it's pretty interesting. But yeah, your thoughts, definitely visitor center. My thoughts, definitely visitor center. So
I think so.
I don't think there's any way around that.
I think it's the visitor center, and I think they probably. Okay, this is what I just thought real quick. What if they like ran into the visitor center, or they've been following Blue, and then he has like his book bag or something. He's like, and he finds out like she has a den, and then he sees that she has hatchlings, and he's like, all right, let me put on my like gear from the training days and
give me my
see what
gauntlet.
I can do. You know.
And what you don't see is the person filming this is Nick Van Owen laying on the ground in the visitor center, like spread eagle or something, like with his legs all strewn out and like, you know, trying to get the best angle possible. So that's how he set up. He set up like a little radar dish for some reason, and he's like, I gotta get this.
Oh my god, the radar dish. What is that? A Nikon?
So, oh god, that's what's happening. Definitely, you don't see. You got Owen Grady and Nick Van Owen. So, and then standing right next to him is Ian Malcolm too. So,
oh man, I wish he like he has
So-
a good big enough role in the movie, but
yeah, I don't know.
in
I
the
mean,
interview he said he didn't.
who knows what's next? You know, whether we'll,
Who knows if
we'll
they're
see him
lying
next.
too? You know, I mean, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, this might not be anything to do with the movie per se. Like, this might not be a scene. It might not be included in the movie. Who knows? I have
This is a
no
commercial
idea.
for Mattel. We don't even know.
That would be amazing, dude. That would be so sick. Because, you know, as soon as I saw those porgs from The Last Jedi, I'm like, oh my god, I need one. And I thought the same thing about this. And now there's so much porg merchandise. Every time I see it, I'm like, I need it. I need that. I need that. I need that. I need that. And I have one right here. So it worked.
Oh yeah, this is like this Baby Blue Jr. or whatever is gonna be everywhere. Like a puppet of her, stuffed animals. There was already stuffed animals, a regular Blue, but this one, a baby.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I feel like, you know, they really paid attention to what people wanted and stuff like that because, you know, you get, you know, another visitor center shot. A lot of people complain that you didn't get to see enough of the visitor center. Myself, I was one of those people who was like, man, it was just too quick. And, you know, it didn't necessarily look like the visitor center on the outside. There was some, you know, inconsistencies. So maybe that's something they can fix. You know, maybe they can fix that. But, you know, we all wanted to see it more, and maybe this is it again. If you do look, actually, you can see underneath his legs, Pratt's legs, there's like concrete and like a pole of some sort. So I don't know, maybe that's like the side of the visitor center or something like that. But so there's
or maybe
that.
that's the lamp that they by accident filmed, just like they did.
Yeah,
in,
there's a planter and like a stage light. Yeah, exactly. But I think they're paying attention to what we want to see, and also, like I was gonna say, you know, with The Last Jedi and what's the other one, Guardians of the Galaxy, they all have these like tiny creatures, whether it was Baby Groot or, you know, a Porg. There's these cute creatures that we all want, and I think it's like the new trend is that you can't have like a you know, a major motion picture without a baby, you know, creature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I think we tore this apart.
Yeah. I have
Ridiculous.
another theory.
Go ahead.
It's kind of sad though.
Oh no.
What if this is Blue, and they're showing us Blue's life cycle, and Blue's one of the dinosaurs that ends up getting killed in this film?
Yeah, that was my initial thought when I'm like, all right, this is a flashback. My initial thought was, why are they going to show a flashback? Well, the only reason you'd show it is if you're trying to foreshadow something probably sad happening, whether it's Chris Pratt or Blue. And you know, my first instinct was Blue, but you know, the other day I think I was recording with Jen for the mailbag, and somebody asked the question, you know, what kind of surprise death or cameo do you think you'll see? And I made the outlandish one where I'm like, all right, Chris Pratt is kicking it, like, or Owen Grady, he's out of the movie, he's getting killed off. So who knows? Maybe that's a possibility, but I doubt it. But that's just a fun theory, or maybe not too fun. But when you're trying to flashback and foreshadow stuff, like showing that connection will only make it more brutal in the end when something bad happens.
Yeah, and Bayona was said that to be on set trying to make everybody cry or whatever.
Yeah.
He's trying to get emotions from everybody.
Yeah.
And this guy's gonna make me bawl like a little kid in the theater and be like,
Yeah.
"Damn you, Bayona."
Yep.
You bastard.
All right, so my predictions, full predictions here. This is an animatronic. Hate me or not, I don't care. This is a visitor center, and it's not a flashback. Those are my 3 predictions. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This is the visitor center. That's one of Blue's hatchlings. She probably has a couple of them, or maybe she has one. Maybe only one survived. One's eaten off by like a Dilophosaur or something. You know?
Oh no. Jeez.
Or like
Brutal.
or something. You know what I mean? Because nature's brutal, man. I mean,
is.
I posted the other day on Facebook. The Quetzalcoatlus, those huge pterosaurs, those
Yeah.
things used to eat baby T-Rexes. They'd walk
Oh.
around just eating
Just
them.
pick them off.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So like, you never know. Maybe this is the last surviving of her brood.
Who knows?
And he found them, and yeah, I feel like this is the visitor center. That's what I feel. If it is a flashback,
fair.
then I dread why they're having a flashback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be welcome to flashbacks, but I'm gonna think this is in the normal timeline, the flow of the film.
Yeah.
So
I know,
far.
like some people, some people don't see the dinosaurs as characters and whatnot, but
you have
Blue
to.
really became a character in the last one, and Rexy
sure.
is such a character for me. You know what I mean? I definitely dread her destiny in this film. I don't know. I was, when they said they were bringing her back, I was happy but instantly sad.
Yeah. You're like, how
Because-
much longer can that go on? It's
Exactly.
inevitable that it's it's her time.
She's-
I think.
Yeah, she's gonna go out in like a heroic death or something. And
Yeah.
It's just gonna tear me apart,
I know.
like Tommy Wiseau.
The Room. Well,
Tear me apart.
on that note, why don't you let everybody know where to find you?
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram at Jaye Jurassick. That is JAYE_J. Well, Jurassic, but with a K at the end of it. Same name on Twitter.
Yeah. And you're always on here. I mean, it's been a little less recently because you've been super busy, but you're on this episode this week. So if you're listening to this the week of Thanksgiving, or you're listening to this on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving,
definitely.
first off. And listen to Jay and Ted this week. It's an awesome episode.
Yeah, it's a long episode too. So like,
Yeah.
Ted had a really good idea. He posted. I didn't get to post today, but I mean, I know people are taking long drives to visit family and whatnot. Dude, listen to that podcast. You will be
Perfect.
thoroughly entertained. It is crazy.
I know.
At one point, I think we go on like a 60-minute tangent that had nothing to do with what we were talking about before. It's still Jurassic Park related, but
Yeah.
we're talking about action figures again, and we were talking about movies. And there's a little interlude where I forgot to edit. My cat was meowing. And Ted like killed it with that one moment. He's like, "Well, here I am talking to myself," and
That's chaos.
that's chaos theory. I was like, "Yes."
Perfect. Yeah. We all know the quips and when to put them in, so good job, Ted. But download our podcast on iTunes, Podomatic, YouTube. We're on there as well, so subscribe. Visit JurassicParkPodcast.com. Find everything there. Jurassic Park Pod on Twitter. Jurassic Park Podcast on Instagram. And we're on Facebook too. So I don't know.
Give
go
us 5
there
stars.
or don't. 5 stars on one of those things. Which one? iTunes. That's the one.
There you go. Give us 5 stars.
5
guys.
stars, guys. We need it. We need the reviews. We got some good reviews on there, but we need more. So thank you for listening.
This is a podcast by fans for fans.
For fans, yes.
We're not professionals here.
No,
you can
haven't
tell
you
by
realized?
my podcast the segment that I did this week. The editing completely missed. That is not professional. Me and Ted say that all the time. We're like, we're not professionals, guys. Why are you guys even listening to us? Like,
No one knows. I don't even know. I host it on my show, so it's there. You listen to it or don't. That's the way I see it. For all the segments, not just yours. But
all of them are awesome, dude.
All of them.
Listen to
But
all of them.
I think there's some enjoyable stuff. Go check it out. And thank you everybody for listening to this special update. We turned 6 seconds into 45 minutes, so I hope you enjoyed. All right, take it easy.
6 second video.
All
right.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes. Peace.
Make sure to visit JurassicParkPodcast.com to find all our past episodes, brand new news articles, information on how to contact us, and much more. It's a great source for everything related to the podcast and, of course, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Head to JurassicParkPodcast.com and help us build a great community.
Anybody hear that?
5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now.
Hmm.